A very good evening to all the viewers. A very good evening to all the esteemed guests who are with us now, right now. We
Good
will be
evening.
having some more guests also.
Good evening.
As of now, we have Professor Subhashini Naikar, Vice Principal, Prahladrai, Dalmia, Lions College of Commerce and Economics, Mumbai. We have Rashmi Saha from Jharkhand. She's a life transformation coach, founder, Mukty Mission, TEDx speaker. She is also famously known as Pad Woman of Jharkhand. She's a poetess and an NLP practitioner. Uh, Today, actually, well, we are sitting right here. It's a festival of Holi, festival of colors, as we know, and also it is the International Women's Day. We have one more guest with us, Rekha Gour.
Yeah.
Well, she's a co-founder and managing trustee, TETC, Cytometry, former scientific assistant of Tata Memorial Center, ACTREC, Cancer Research Institute, and advisor AIAA Shimla. So, welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Namaste and happy Holi to everyone.
Yes, happy Holi to everyone and a very happy International Women's Day to everyone.
Happy, yeah,
Now,
women's.
today, the program which we are calling Rung the Other Side. So, as you can understand that on this day, Holi, we are calling this Rung the Other Side. We are celebrating womanhood. Women had already been there, they'd already been powerful. So, we are not going to talk about any of that, okay? Because we know that we are all, we have the strength. What we are going to talk about today would be a different perspective, basically. The way in which, it's about changing the way the world perceive that strength which we already have. So that's going to be our talk point. Now, first, my first question would be: this is an interactive session. Obviously, we're not going to discuss much about. Everyone knows that United Nations started with celebrating International Women's Day from the year 1975, and this year the United Nations theme for celebration is digitALL, which is empowering women towards digital education, digital literacy. But we are here to discuss about. All of us have been associated in different professions and we are running the show. There had been challenges. Now, from the time we started to now, how we see those challenges and how we try to overcome those challenges. There are barriers, but then how have your angles towards those challenges changed? So that is what I would like to ask you all. So I would like to ask Rekha ma'am first. What had been the challenges when you started working? What are the challenges that you faced and how you overcame those challenges versus how you see those challenges and how you now try to overcome that? Has there been any changes?
You know how it is tough because when you start your life, that's after college, when you actually challenges actually start when you're grown up and when you understand the society very well. So, but I would just come after the college that we had. College, going to college was a challenge for me. Especially, I would mention that the first day of my college, when I was getting ready, I was wearing one dress frock, and my dad tells me, "Don't wear it. You're not supposed to wear it in college." So there's a very started convincing, right? Oh my God, things have changed for me suddenly. So going ahead, definitely everybody supported me because I was the first one to go to college from my family. My family migrated from Pakistan to India, and then they had actually hardship because being a Sindhi, you know how the Sindhi community faced the problems. And dad was in railway, had constable. But when after college, when you start, you want to, you're lost. During that time, I'm talking about 1990. You know how it was, no internet. So what should you do? But then coming to a place where you want to earn and you want to learn together. So how would you go ahead? It was not very easy because financially we were not very strong. But being a middle class family, we had support of family. That love and bonding was always there. But yes, when professionally, when I wanted to step in, I actually was not even ready to what challenges would be there because I was not into a group where people tell me or guide me. But when I came there, I would say I just got into a Tata Memorial Center, Cancer Research Institute, as a technician first, So because there was job coming up, a lot of people were there trying hard. I got a lot of opportunity. But then when I got an opportunity to get into Navy, my family said, how would a girl go? And they were starting some commission office at that time. I was given form, naval, naval cadet. So then railways, how will a girl travel to different places? No. I tried for my PSI. I actually gave my exams and all, but my family was how, So for me, I realized that, yes, even I was not confident going alone. So It was a challenge for me to understand that, okay, fine, I can do it first of all. But then slowly it started, like when I got a job where I worked, and then I wanted to again go for a permanent job. Then same place where that the scientist wanted a boy, but then I got into it. But the first time I encountered a problem where it was he wanted a boy, male, because probably he was comfortable working with him. But then I was there, so there was a mini harassment that went on, which I never complained there, but I am very simple there. So you have to prove yourself that fine, I am here, I'm going to do this here, no matter what. Gender, forget it. Yeah. Financially, a stability you want, so you'll try hard. So what I did was I started motivating myself. I know people who not come and support me because they were already in their own groups and everything. So being from middle class family, having a background where not financially very strong family, and then coming out to prove yourself in your own way, where you want to be a very simple, at the same time you want to get into that boldness. So it was difficult. But then, as everybody must have who are here today, you believe yourself, and the main support from a family when you get, I think you become more stronger. So in that case, you just know that this is what I want to do and I will go ahead. You just follow that. So that self-motivation is very important. That helped me a lot. Even now, when I sit, I self-motivate myself. And for me, my family support has been very important. I have met people who have been ready to drag me or pull me back. It happens everywhere. But I kept telling myself, if they pull me back 2 steps, I'm going to jump 4 steps ahead. So in that case, a lot of things happen. Your mental health goes down, your physical health goes down. But I think I started pampering myself, and I tried being positive at times. And I was a person who would say yes to every good thing, yes to even bad thing at times. But then I realized, no, stand for yourself, take a stand where you are right, be there. If you are wrong, say sorry. If other is wrong, please try to say that you are wrong. And you have to fight this. So that's the way it was. Big challenges definitely came in, but this is the way I went on. I like control myself, self-motivation. So now I'm a person who would right ko right bolna hai, wrong ko wrong bolna hai. If you are wrong, please expect that I'm going to give you back because you're wrong. But if you're right, I'll come and pat you and I'll appreciate you. So fight with own self every day. I think that happens everybody. That's what happens.
That's a very interesting piece of experience that you shared with us, Professor Subhashini Naikar. The same question goes to you. You are you're in the field of education, but then even there are challenges, or rather, what were there challenges? How did you face that? How did you cope up with that? How do you see those challenges as?
Basically in educational sector, when you anticipate from the opposite person's point of view, everybody feels it's a cool job. You have to go, you have to teach the students, and then work is over. But the biggest challenge that we are facing is we are talking about this Z generation which we have today. They've got everything on their fingertips. As a teacher, when you go to the class, every time we have to put more than 101% effort, that what do we do different for them today. Because whatever is there in the book, a student is very clear in his mind that I'm going to read it, I'll get it by Google Baba, and I'll do something. So the biggest challenge is, yes, the current generation that we are having today. And with the innovations, what we are finding, Dr. Sudipta, is the career path is not the way how we all have gone through. I mean, Rekha ma'am was just now telling that, she completed her college, everything, this is how she has gone. Today's students basically don't feel that qualification is important. Okay, it's a skilled based education which has come today. So I mean, really pulling them for a traditional education is a very big challenge that we face. The second challenge what I face is their parents. Every mother feels that my son or my daughter is correct. All right, very rarely we come across a parent who will say ki nahi ma'am, we agree with you and all. Otherwise maximum time it's like the family always feel that no, their child are the one who are the correct one. So that is another challenge we face. I have a department here. In fact, Sudipta ma'am was a part of it. So it's a small family. We call it as SFC family. So we have got a different team here which has got the males on the minority side. So only 6 to 7 male teachers are there, and we have more than 18 female teachers. All right. So, and being a lady boss, then what happens? The challenge is like you have to be somewhere more empathetic in understanding that major women problem, which each and every woman goes through. A small thing, a child not well at home. The mama is here, but then she's very much concerned what and what not. I would thank pandemic there. I would say it at least introduced us through a challenge we otherwise thought the technology and teaching and all is like, it's not possible. But that was a time when I would say that it was a very big challenge in making all the traditional teacher comes to an online system. And today when I face this challenge where they are not able to come to the college because of some or the other reasons and all, at least I have a solution for them. Okay, fine, you take the class online today, but at least engage the class. But otherwise the generation is the biggest challenge we educationalists face.
Totally.
Subhashini ma'am, I have one question, particularly because you are technically you are the female boss in the workplace, right? Now, since we started the session today by saying that we already know that we are powerful, we don't have to celebrate that. But the thing is how people perceive us and our strength. So, as a female boss, do you face challenges from your male counterparts or colleagues, or if it had ever happened, something, because there is a very set concept. Of course, concepts are changing. Of course, the thought process has been changing. But even then, like, did you ever, at any point of time, have to address this kind of a situation where you, being a female boss, had to say something and then the male reaction towards it?
Fortunately, being at a vice principal's chair, I never came across any of such problem. Okay, but yeah, when I was working at corporate, this was a major issue. A junior getting promoted, a junior getting a higher profile and all. And literally sometimes though I even observed that even an office assistant finds it really, very much down that, why should I report to her, or why should I do so much of madam to her. I mean, like, she is a female. So that gender biasness was there when I was in corporate sector, but in educational sector I don't find that much. Okay, I mean, most of the people are very much open in getting the work delegated to them, so I don't feel concern.
Thank you. Thank you for your answer. Rashmi, now you are in a profession where there are a lot of challenges because you are kind of a superman or superwoman when you have become a pad woman. So, apart from whatever you're doing professionally, like how that challenge kind of keep enriching you, and like how you have tackled those issues, if you can tell us.
Definitely, definitely. First of all, a very happy Women's Day to every one of us here and everyone who's watching, and happy Holi from my end. And talking about challenges, Dr. Sudipta, I think, challenges began very early in my life. If I talk about professionally, I don't know if and everyone knows I'm a civil engineer by education. Okay, so 15 years back, 20 years back actually, I chose to pursue civil engineering where. Civil, it was considered to be a field where औरतों को नहीं होना है, लड़कियां होनी नहीं चाहिए. You're not good for anything. You'll not be able to study and everything. And that too going to a different state, different culture, different language altogether. So I think वहाँ से ना, when I started dealing with all these challenges, probably I just killed that concept of challenge in my life altogether. Because initially I used to get worried. I used to, cry in front of my mother, like, how do I deal with this? But I realized that this is how it is going to be. So Rashmi, Saha, you have to make peace with it. Just see what's coming and find a solution and just move on. Okay. And then this kept on going on, and the level probably, went up increasing. Speaking of my current times, when I decided to switch professions, it was a very smooth, emotionally smooth, transition. But when I chose to work on menstrual hygiene, a taboo topic like menstrual hygiene and mental health, you can understand, today we are lucky that everyone is talking about it. There are movies, people, kids, everyone is talking about it. We're very comfortable. But आज से 6 साल पहले, we were still where we were before that, talking about periods was something, no, hush, so the challenges were there, but then again I kept finding, how do I reach out to people, how do I talk to them, will I get, I still have faced this challenge when I reach out to schools or colleges, institutions. They're like, ma'am, ladko ko nahi, sab ladkiyon ka session lena hai. I'm like, okay, fine. I do not want to fight for that, because if in case I'm able to at least make 50 people aware, I don't want to miss, because of 100 people, so you should start somewhere. So that is one challenge, if I would say, I did face, because I've been working on a taboo topic. But yeah, I'm finding my own way, and then gradually, slowly, it's been 5, 6 years now, covered all the nation different ways. I've reached out. We also have collaborated, Dr. Sudipta. So, see, this is, when you're there and when you know that you want to do something, I think people connect. People who want to, people who share the similar vision, they do. There's another challenge which I would want to mention here, because I want to take this opportunity as Women's Day, because we're talking on Women's Day, and there'll be so many people who will be probably watching this. This challenge is not just mine, but this challenge would be, so many women who will be facing this challenge. The challenge of being a single woman. Okay, so when you are working, when you are growing, when you have vision and a mission and the confidence to do things, and you are a single woman. When I say single, that means you don't have a marital status somewhere. Okay, that becomes a very weird challenge, and for your growth, because either people will take you very lightly, or they'll take you in a very different way. That okay, fine, she's available, or she is ready to do anything for work, or you can ask to call them for coffee anytime you want because you want to discuss work. You know, so these silly challenges, which mean nothing, and probably they just, okay, if I'm competing with 10 men, if I'm connecting with 10 people, okay, there are hardly 2 people out of 10 people with whom I'm trying to collaborate. Okay. And probably the rate of my connecting with men, professional collaboration, it automatically goes down, because I cannot build rapport over drinks. I cannot build rapport over family lunches and dinners, because otherwise socially it is going to be taken in a different way altogether. Then I will become a national threat that I'm going to, going to a different direction altogether. So this being misunderstood sometimes can become a very big mental, emotional, and of course a professional challenge for a single woman. Although now I really don't care about it, because people who need to know will always focus on the work, on the intention, and we'll have an understanding. So now I know how to segregate people and not cry over my losses. I'm like, ठीक है, जितना है अच्छा है, जिसने जितना साथ दिया एहसान है. So people who are listening it, please be a little considerate and nice to women who are really struggling hard to create a name, identity for themselves, and also bringing a change in society, because not everyone is after your husband, or not everyone is here to build relationships with you. Some people are here to just work and create a difference, so yeah.
Absolutely. Rashmi, I can absolutely connect with what you just now said, because even I am still facing that issue. The other day only I was asked whether I can still, the question was surprising when I was still asked that, can you cook? So yes,
I know, I understand.
I guess now we've learned to dodge the questions, and we know
Yes.
that, okay, so
Yes.
that is what is the challenge that we've overcome. So we now handle situations better, and there's
Yes.
nothing called a man's job or a woman's job. It's everybody's job.
True.
And we are
True.
if you know how to cook, it's going to be good for you, be it a man or a woman. So that is something which needs to be, But anyways, today, since we have decided not to talk something very serious about all the serious issues, so I just wanted to ask, see, we all have the other side. We all have the vulnerable sides. We are professionals, and we are, in spite of all the challenges, we are doing good for ourselves and for the society, for everyone's benefit. But then there are sides. We are also equally passionate as a man. If a man can cry secretly, we can also cry secretly. So, we've understood that. Now, how do you deal about those moments, when you are a bit vulnerable, when you are off guard? So, how would you like to deal? This question is open for all, actually. Everywhere we are told that, okay, now strength is basically not always, being very strong and having always something very particular and all that. Your strength also is that how good you are with emoting your ideas, what
True.
your feelings. Yeah, because if we are crying to a situation, that is also a mental strength. We have the strength to cry for something which where we require to shed out tears. So that is also a moment of strength. Often it is
True.
considered as a weakness. If a woman is crying, so that's a weakness. So women cries means, like a male friend of mine was saying the other day, when a woman cries, it means that she's given up, which is all actually not the case. Always, right? In most of the cases, it's not so. So, how do you perceive this particular situation in your particular personal or professional life?
Shall I?
Yeah.
No? Yeah. Okay. So as you were saying, venting out is very important, and that is where I usually tell everyone, working on mental health and emotional health, we need to know, what is our way of venting out, which is very important. We need to cleanse our emotional cycle as well. So Rona pasand hai, you want to talk to someone, you just want to sleep. Like I love sleeping. I know if I'll take a half an hour to 1 hour long nap, when I wake up, I'll be like, I'll forget everything because probably I've known myself. So I think Dr. Siripta, self-awareness is something very important here. We need to know how do we recharge. We need to know how do we vent out. It should not go by the society or anyone's or my parents or my family or my friends. You should do this. No. Everyone has their own mechanism. First of all, understanding that is very important. And talking about me personally, I have my own set of people, inner circle, which I feel is very important. People with whom I can be just my, most innocent self. I shouldn't have no identity, just a human being. Because see, again, when we talk about powerful women, I believe we all are told a lot of times, I don't know, ladies, you have heard this or not, but मुझे बहुत बारी कहते हैं ऐसे, अरे you are a life coach, how can you cry? मैंने कहा, अरे I'm a human being also. It doesn't mean if you hurt me and slap me, I'm like, नहीं नहीं बहुत अच्छी बात है, दूसरा गाल भी ले लूँ. No, that doesn't happen that way. I'm a human being. I have emotions and I will express it. So I have that circle of people who take me as I am and I can be myself. I believe in crying a lot. I can become a crybaby. And again, as I said, sleeping is my meditation. So I sleep as much as I can and wake up rejuvenated. So yeah, that's what works for me. And good food, of course. Good food. Anytime.
Great. Rekha ma'am, Subhashini ma'am.
Well, I would just say for me, I think things have changed. I would never. I was never a person who would sit and cry because I would just that was that's the way I was. Maybe I was very emotionally very aware and I wanted to just be myself. So I was maybe a shy person that way. But then slowly things change. As she said, I just like that's the way it is. You either sleep, you just take a nap, you eat more food, you watch TV, you talk to your friends. That's the way it is. And venting out is very important. And I think there is no life or no individual in this world who does not have ups and downs in their life. I would say anyone you name it, maybe a multi-billionaire or maybe a guy who's selling vegetables. Everyone gets that moment. At times you feel, oh my God, this is what I am. At times you feel, no, I'm not. Something happens. Maybe we are so tough at times that even major disaster wouldn't shake us. But at the same time, a pinpoint of emotional movement here and there would just damage us. So I probably right now, the way I become now, I'm 50 now, things have changed a bit for me. At times I just give up, I just cry. But it's very, I would say not very often. It's going to be just a few times. But for me, being with my kids, I enjoy. That's one thing. Me talking to my family, that really helps me out. And then me telling myself again, okay, let's go ahead. That's the way it is. Or I fight with my husband. I give it back. I try to blame him wrong. And that really helps me. It actually helps me because then he's the one who just says sorry and go ahead. At times he would definitely argue with me, but then I am the one. If you're wrong, you accept the blame. I'm happy. If you don't accept the blame, then you know what I should do at a time. Sometime back, I should write messages to my husband if there's to be something wrong, between us. I type messages to him. I should be very happy about it. Maine de diya. I stopped doing that right now. I said, you don't have to give it also. So see, when it all depends with whom you can just be comfortable because at times people who hurt you, at the time people who get in that situation are your own people. So you try to automatically balance and learn that how it's going to happen. So right now for me at this age, it is like spending time with my kids. I just enjoy, and eating nowadays I enjoy. And as Rashmi said, sleeping. Wow, I just love it. I think you just sleep and you're a new person the next day or next moment.
Yes.
I like it. I think everybody should actually imbibe these kind of things from us. Otherwise, at times it gets very difficult with everybody. But then there are times when you can't even give back, as she said, can't even vent out. Those times are dangerous times. So it's a nice way that we give out. And as Dr. Sudha said, that this is, when you cry, your tears coming out, it's a strength, not your weakness. It's very difficult to cry in front of people and saying that, my God. But people, they have their own opinions. So I think you should forget them. Do what you like and be happy. Towards the end, it is your life, your happiness matters. So this is what I do nowadays. I hope nobody follows me.
Yes, Subhashini,
Okay.
what's your
Yeah,
take?
in my situation, yes. I mean, there are a lot of situations comes where I also come across a state where we are hurt by people, and always it is with the one whom you trust, you love, you care, and when you come to know, my God, this person had done this. So the first thing is yes, I went out, and that venting out happens with crying. Second thing, what I do, which you can try out, is like I take up a lot of work at that time. Whatever pending work is there, I start keeping it, and
Wow.
keeping myself engaged is what I do. Because whatever work you went through, it is going to definitely defocus you with the other things that's going to happen. So the best thing is like you just move on, you just get along, you just take up a lot of work, and you see to it that that is my way of venting out. Yes, I do have good friends, touch wood, my family, my brother, my husband, and they are like a confession box for me. Ki, like I can go and then I say, ki, boss, this happened. Karke. And interestingly, the thing is, everybody doesn't look at my story in my way. So there are my well wishers who say even from the other way. Maybe like you have taken it in this way, but it could be in this particular pattern also. In the overall round around, whatever is true, false, that is kept aside. But a feel good factor comes, all right, and that is how you go about. Secondly, I mean, with the type of work culture that we teaching industry have got, I mean, you really don't have time to think what happened yesterday, frankly speaking. Every day is challenging. Okay, so I would relate one incident in the class. I mean, a student, I mean, he came late, so I just asked, why are you late? And I don't know what frustration he had. Ho gaya na late, and he shouted very badly, and the whole class was looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, Bacha, what happened? Then he's like, bus late ho gayi meri. So I said, you can say that calmly. Then he's like, everybody is asking me why I'm late karke. So we do come across that situation, and where we have to also calm down. You cannot take it in a way like I'm your teacher. How can you talk to me like this? But we have to even analyze that you're talking to grown-up kids now. So yes, this is what I do.
Yes, and I think also, especially for those who are in the field of education, like I am also there. So another good thing is we are already and we are always with the young generation, and they are so full of life. In spite of all the negativities and depressions and frustrations, they are, the world is still very new to them, and naturally they have all the enthusiasm in them, and that is something that is really, really infectious, which
Yes, for
keeps
years
away.
I have to push them back at home. It's 5 o'clock. Go home before your
Yes,
parents
yes.
call us up. So they are very dedicated that way too.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't have
So
a comparison.
that also somewhere keeps us away from all the negativities and all the the depressions and frustrations that we otherwise at times have to often. The students also ask you at times, strangest of questions. Oh, you also do this? As if a teacher is only supposed to teach and not do anything else. That happens so many times. I've gone out for lunch or something, and some student bumping, and you're like, "Ma'am, you are also here. You are also with a friend." Yes, that's normal. So that is also something nice. Now, something more to this. All of us, we have some passion, some hobby, something that keeps us happy. Like we've been discussing about our strengths and our weaknesses, and the weaknesses which are actually our strengths. But now something more to it, as the theme for today's topic of discussion is rung the other side. So how would you like, do you have time for your fascinations, your hobby, or like you're so occupied with your professional life, do you get time to sit with all your hobbies, do that, something which you perhaps loved at one point of time, but then now you don't get time, or in spite of whatever you're doing, you still have time for that. So technically, a very simple question, what are your hobbies? How do you spend your pastime? What do you do with yourself?
I will
I
answer this.
I know.
basically
Rekha ma'am and Subhashini ma'am, I want to know.
okay. Uh, as soon as my hobby and passion is, I love to travel. Okay, though people staying in Mumbai is like they hate travel, but yes, I do have a group of bikers. I'm a pilot. I just sit
Yes.
behind. But then yes, on Sundays, whenever I get chance, I mean, it's even early morning, you have to get up and go. I love going for bike rides. It really connects me with nature, connects me with, I mean, really understanding the strength, because when you are there on a speeding bike with all those gadgets and all, you are trying to understand even your core strength. What exactly is your core strength? Along with that, it also creates that commitment, because it's like Sunday. We all love our Sundays like anything, because that's the only day when you have got you can get up aram se, because we reach college at 6:50 a.m. All right. So, I mean, Sunday morning sleep is like everyone's favorite. But then, yes, the commitment, the dedication, and the passion of that bike ride is something, that is one of the hobby I keep still following, Sudipta. And apart from that, yes, going for night rides, going for, I am in love with. So, any time if the time permits, even if it is midnight, even if it is evening, even if like the day got over, what tired you are, if I get the chance, I love going towards sea and enjoy there.
Great. Rekha, ma'am?
That's really great, I know how it is when you're on a bike. Oh my god, it's like wow. That's the way, and that's the way Mumbaikars, Mumbaikars love traveling in locals. Mumbaikars love traveling in rickshaws, because I have my friends when they left Mumbai and they went abroad. And previously, we used to write those mails, the big mails to friends and everyone. So that used to be one thing. I miss that breeze touching me and going away. That wind, basically, So these are some small things which actually can make you happy. So that's very very good thing. I mean, I should probably try once with you.
Anything, any particular hobby that you have, Rekha?
Yeah. Actually, I love dancing from my childhood. Besides that, so many things that you actually love, but dancing was the one who used to pep me up always. I was never a trained dancer, but that's one thing I would see anybody, I would just love to be a part of it. So in Mumbai, when we had these Ganpatis and all, Ganpati Visarjans and this big procession going on, I have made the point at times, I have actually got down, I have gone into the crowd and I have danced. I have done that. And I have enjoyed it. And I want to do it right now also. But everything now, being here, being a celebrity's wife, if I do that, I think I'll get kicked off whatever at times, So, or maybe so I restrict there. But whenever I get an opportunity, I make it a point to dance. My husband at times looks at me like this because, oh my God, but I do it. And not only this, me and my daughters have also taught him how to dance during lockdown. So if you see his reels nowadays, he's become a good dancer, which he was not before. So that's one thing I enjoy. And the second, I mean, there are many things, but I would say one thing from the childhood, my parents taught us, generosity, helping somebody, charity. That was the one thing which we got from our childhood only. We started from school, like collecting funds and all the things. And that has continued till. So if there is something that somewhere, a friend or an NGO, anyone, there's something to be done for them, or they need help, or they need my time, whatever, I prefer sacrificing my entertainment, my visit or mall, and I just go and be a part of the team, maybe helping them, trying my best to do that. I know that gives me happiness. So I'm selfish there. Helping somebody makes me feel that probably I am here. It's God's wish to be here, so I cannot say no there. So that's one thing I really enjoy, and that's the reason, because now I'm connected to so many NGOs. At times I feel I need time for myself. It doesn't happen, but still I do social activities, cultural activities. I organize scientific workshops. I organize cultural competitions and festivals. You name it, and
wow.
my
wow.
I enjoy.
Great.
And
That's great.
for me, thanks, dear. And for me, like, if you are doing something and you think I can help you somewhere, maybe a 0.1%, I would try and do it, because I know if I give something, I'm going to get something there. Maybe a satisfaction, a blessing, or whatever. At times when we go out, I met somebody in one of my event. That lady comes to me and tells me that आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हो, because we were on stage and then we had a gathering of tea. आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हो, आप सुपर वुमन हो, ऐसे हो वैसे हो. तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि आप भी काम कीजिए, आप सुपर वुमन बनिए, जहाँ मैं आज बैठी हूँ आप वहाँ बैठिए, आप अपना वक्त सोसाइटी को दीजिए. तो मतलब दिस इज द वे. नहीं, टाइम कहाँ है, बच्चे होते हैं, फिर उनका ये भी होता है, उनका वो भी होता है. दैट यस, ऑल दिस थिंग, दैट्स द डिफरेंस. So maybe I am very good at it, probably, or maybe God's blessing. I can, and my family support always there. I can get some time out from my life for others. I can give that way, and nobody complains. My family doesn't complain, and I'm happy with it. So that's one of my, I would say, passion or hobby or love that I have. But I love dancing. Girls, let's meet and dance.
That's
Lovely.
Great, really great. Rashmi, I'm not going to ask you what's your hobby, because we are going to have a glimpse of your hobby towards the end of the program. Okay. But then, I would like to ask you all, today being Holi, any particular such Holi experience that you had, which you would like to share with the viewers?
So many holies actually, but there's so many holies basically, you know.
Yes, so many. But then the one which you would like to share,
I will tell you, my husband doesn't know about his Holi. One Holi before my marriage was, there was all the celebs Holi where we got some free passes. You know, that time getting a passes of 1,000 rupees was a big thing. So we went there, and that was another lavish Holi. First time I had seen how celebs actually celebrate Holi. You know, everything's on the house and dancing and DJ. That was almost 25 years back. I'm talking about it. Now whatever I see, I feel, oh my God, तो मैंने पहले देख लिया है. You know, that's way. And now we don't go, basically. But my Holi, I think I would just say that my dad's last Holi with me, and then he passed away, was one of the best Holi, because there was a time when he was at home and suddenly there was a channel who wanted to shoot a Holi in a house, and my friends were from Jaipur who were leaving. They also called up that they're coming to meet you, so it became a gathering, and that was one of the best Holi with my family, and I think that's something. The coloring, and with my family and husband, you always have, you know, lovely Holis, some romantic Holis with your husband. That's something side, but this is one of the best Holi I would say.
Rashmi, how is Holi in Jharkhand? Any particular moment, like particular Holi that you would like to share with us?
See, honestly, I didn't grow up in Jharkhand, my upbringing was in different parts of the country. But if I talk about Jharkhand, it's still, you know, very lively. I think in Jharkhand, Bihar, in the eastern zone, we are always high on celebrations. You know, you name the festival and we are ready to celebrate it. Trust me, the moment I shifted to Ranchi before pandemic, like after the second half of the year, the streets used to just change colors and the themes. Trust me, the way they celebrate, I'm like, wow, what a decision I made to, you know, settle here in Ranchi. But one Holi that I would want to share with all of you was something that probably changed my view of looking into how Holi is, and that every one of us should learn. You know, I was in Nepal back in 2014, I believe, yes, and it was a holy day. So when we think about Holi, we all get scared. Especially I get scared. I don't like being put colors forcefully, and you know, the hurdang and unnecessary drama and the fear. We began our day. We went out onto the streets. The entire street was into a live club, I'm telling you, from morning to evening. But the respect for each other, the consent that was important, trust me, blew my mind. And I was overwhelmed with the way people were behaving there. Everyone was full in colors, you know, people were boozing and they were enjoying the way they wanted to. But they will come to you, they'll put colors on you only if you want to, if you allow them, if you want. Otherwise, they'll smile, they'll pass a smile, and they'll just wish you and celebrate. And I was like, why don't we do this? Why do we have things like, Bura na mano Holi hai, and then we force ourselves to people, and you know, lot of mishappenings are there associated with. So yeah, that is one Holi that I would always want to share about, that people learn something from it. You know, you want that.
That's really nice. Subhashini,
Yes.
Once I was
in our institution, the Holi was started by me to be played at the campus.
Wow.
So the 2011 I joined the college, and I was the most youngest one in the lot. So I just went to the in charge and I said, we want to celebrate. And he's like, no, if teachers will play, students will also play, they'll spoil the property, these, that. So I mean, like, you know, being a teacher, we also know to convince. So I convinced the principal that, you know, we will play, we take care, don't worry at all. But a big transformation that we are seeing today is like, see, the song says that कि होली के दिन दिल मिल जाते हैं, दुश्मन भी गले मिल जाते हैं. In an organization, though we are people, it's like a lot of vessels, it will make noise. There are internal politics, external politics. This is the one we see everybody coming together. Okay, and as rightly said by Rashmi, yes, the consent is taken here also. So people who want to play full on, they can play full on. The whole terrace is available for us. And people who don't want to, we just play a tika wala Holi. So just, you know, we just apply tika, and that's how we do. So I mean, it's really a colorful festival which we see. But yes, the big transformation I saw was everybody coming together. And you know, if suppose the message is not posted in the group that tomorrow come, you know, for the Holi and all that, so people do message me before tomorrow it's there or not. and a lot of changes we are seeing now. Like it was only playing, now though people are bringing their speaker, they are making thandai on their own. So all experiments are happening on us, and we all are safe.
Yes, and
It's
I
a
do
Very nice.
recollect. I do recollect because even I was
Yes.
a part of SFC family. So in the year 2015, when I was there, and that was the first Holi for me in an educational institution. Like when I was into corporate, that was different. I was kind of surprised that, oh my God, we are teachers and we are going to play Holi, that also in the campus. How does it going to be like? I was quite surprised. But then, of course, the memories that I have, the campus Holi that we used to play, there is something which is going to be there with me for the rest of the life. So thanks to you for starting off with this Holi thing in the campus. It's really amazing.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
That's
really
a
nice.
beautiful thing, basically. You see, you get students and teachers together, the same platform where they are just there for happiness. No student, no teacher. And celebration. Celebration is always something, a beautiful memory that we all want more and more. Really commendable. Because,
Yeah, and exactly
yeah.
that is exactly the reason why I mean, it's time that we shouldn't celebrate womanhood on one particular day in the year.
Exactly.
So and such happened, such and such, like it started off 1857. It started off with the first ever concept, and then a lot of changes happened. But why to celebrate womanhood only on one day of the year? Like
True.
we need to celebrate our strength every day, because that is how we are. Like that is something. Now on this note, I would like to take a line of inspiration from each one of you, because before we kind of wind up today's show with a poetry recitation by Rashmi, without even asking you, I'm announcing. So I mean, there's no
I think poetry should be the first one. I think that's the way it should be. What do you say? And the poetry to the last.
Okay, fine. So Rashmi, we can have the recitation first, and then we can have our signing off lines. Yeah.
Sure. I'm more than happy. So yes, considering that special day, Women's Day, that we all are celebrating today, there are a few lines that I wrote a couple of years back. I thought, why not read that poem? Okay, because that's more of an inspirational poem where it talks about who we are and how we are perceived. हमें हमारा जो definition है society में, are we only that much or are we more than that? That's what this poem is all about. So it goes like, the poem, इसे हिंदी कविता का नाम है थोड़ा ज्यादा हूं मैं, ठीक है? प्यारी सी गुड़िया, नन्ही सी जान, खुशियों की किलकारी, सुकून और आराम, इन सब से थोड़ा ज्यादा हूं मैं. बोर्ड्स की टॉपर, कॉलेज की शान, घर की रौनक और कॉलोनी का सबसे हॉट माल, इन सब से थोड़ा ज्यादा हूं मैं. नई वाली बहू, एक प्यारी सी बीवी, एक जीवन संगिनी, तेरे नाम के साथ जोड़ने वाली अपना नाम, इन सब से थोड़ा ज्यादा हूं मैं. बेस्ट एम्प्लॉय, एक इंस्पिरेशन, सबको जोड़ने वाली कड़ी, या तुम पे अपनी जिंदगी लुटा देने वाली सुपर मॉम, इन सब से थोड़ा ज्यादा हूं मैं. तुम्हें डांटने वाली दोस्त, एक कॉफी पार्टनर, तुम्हारे दिल की धड़कन या तुम्हारे रात की तन्हाई का एक सामान, इन सब से थोड़ा ज्यादा हूं मैं. जिद्दी हूं, कमजोर हूं, तबाही हूं, वक्त वक्त पे मजबूर भी हूं, रोशनी की तेज हूं तो दर्द का अंधेर भी हूं, आजाद हूं, अंदाज हूं, एक आवाज हूं, ललकार हूं, शोर हूं और एक मीठा सा साज हूं, पर जो भी हूं इन सब से थोड़ा ज्यादा हूं मैं.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow, beautiful,
Very nice.
beautiful. Believe me.
Thank you.
रश्मि जी बहुत 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 सही, क्योंकि ये आई थिंक जब तक हम डेथ बेड पे भी होंगे ना, दिस वुड गो ऑन विद, वहां तक भी पहुंच गए हैं हम, कभी भी थोड़ा ज्यादा होंगे, क्योंकि दैट विल नेवर
बिल्कुल
व्हाट वी आर. इट इज दैट्स व्हाट, एंड नोबडी कैन एक्चुअली डिफाइन व्हाट वी आर. Even we are unable to do it. So this is going to be a lifelong process for every woman, every I mean individual basically. When I say women, it could be also men, but that's what थोड़ा ज्यादा हूँ मैं चाहूंगी कभी कि मैं भी ये आपकी कविता आपके अंदाज में कभी मैं बोल के रिकॉर्ड कर पाऊँ. For
sure, please feel free.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
मुझे ना एक मुझे एक वक्त में कभी ना राइटिंग का भी शौक आ गया था, बहुत पहले ऐसे कुछ इंग्लिश 1-2 मैंने ऐसे कुछ लिखी थी, बहुत खूबसूरत सी, एंड जब मैंने when I read it myself after writing it 2-3 times or whatever it is ना, I think 3 or 4 कविता लिखी थी मैंने, तो मुझे लगा नहीं कि मैंने लिखी थी, इतने खुश हो गई थी कि मैंने इतना ही बंद कर दिया था बस ऐसे। तो और ये इतना खूबसूरत लिखा है आपने, बहुत खूबसूरत, बहुत
Thank you so much.
सबकी कविता है ये आपकी? This is when did you write
Yeah,
this?
I think a few years back, I think 2018, yes, I wrote that. Yeah.
I think such sessions, Dr. Sinta ji, we should have it because
there's a powerful words which can really motivate people, Rashmi. I think you should record and post it somewhere.
I have actually, so I have a YouTube channel which is not very functional, and Dr. Sudipta will tell you, I probably write twice or thrice a day. I make sure I write every day, anything that inspires me, and I keep posting it on my reels also. So yeah, I do that.
I'll follow you. Definitely follow you.
Thank you, sure.
And I listen to whatever she writes, so I have become her admirer. So she really likes.
So now you have one more.
Really fantastic.
Thank you. So happy, blessed.
That's I said self-motivation is one thing, and motivation from here. Each one of us can actually stimulate or motivate each other. That's the way it is. Even for example, my maid comes here. She's got the challenges in life, and her walkthrough sometimes she discusses with me. I feel, wow, this is the way she handles, which you would never think. Small things can inspire you, like what you said, right?
True.
ज़्यादा हूँ मैं, ये मैं डायलॉग मारने वाली हूँ।
And we learn from each other. मुझे लगता है ना कि we keep learning from each other. कुछ ना कुछ मुझे लगता है कि that process should go on.
सब सीखते हैं, हम सबसे सीखते हैं. Good, we got it. Yeah, हमने डॉक्टर सिंता जी, thank you so much कि हमने इनकी कविता पहले.
Yes.
Now I would take a line of inspiration from each one of you. As I say, keeping Women's Day in mind, keeping celebration in mind.
Okay.
So
okay. I said very simple way में कि that you have to do your own work. You have to motivate yourself. आपको खुद करना है. आपको आगे बढ़ना है तो खुद ही करना, क्योंकि कोई आपको आके एक हाथ देने वाला नहीं है. It's going to be there always. Don't expect people will come and tell you, oh my God, this is right for you. Come and sit here. And this is anything. Golden spoon, silver spoon, जो कहावत है ना, जो आपको खिला के परोसने वाला नहीं है. So you have to understand what you want. At the same time, you have to understand what you can actually, you have the capacity. So you do it for yourself. Don't expect others to do it for yourself. So you're the first one to take a first step and the last one to complete that path also. So you have to do it yourself and go on in life. Never give up. तो होना नहीं चाहिए. There is never a no. Just carry on. I always say, once when we are born in a family, if we have a family, we are blessed. Not everybody has a family. If you have a healthy body, we are actually blessed. Not everybody gets it. So when you have these two with you, nobody can stop you. So you just have to carry on, follow your goal, follow your aim, just move on. And when you achieve something, have gratitude for everyone who's really been there part of it. At the same time, one thing which I always say, because this is what my parents taught me, that you have to give back to society. Today, if you have achieved something, you have to give back to society in whatever possible you want. That is the thing I would say. Everybody, all youngsters, everybody, whatever you do, try to think that how would you give back to society, your country, your people. Do that small, very important. And then you'll be very happy about everything that you did in life. That's all. Because success ka definition nahi hai. I cannot say I made successful. I got this successful. But this would definitely make you happy. And I mean, that's success for me. So that's what I would say. Society ko wapas karo.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Subhashini, ma'am. A line of inspiration from your side. I think, yeah.
I would like to say that as a woman, I always would say to people that life is beautiful, live it. I mean, there are a lot of people who say that, being a woman, she will give reasons, she'll give excuses, she'll do this, she'll do that. Few of the women do it. Let us accept it. All right. So, my words are to these women that, don't do such type of things which puts other women also into trouble.
True.
Already a multitasker. See, women are always been considered. Research has also that we are multitasker. We can do so many things at a time, more systematically, and I think that's a big strength we all have got as a woman. So yes, I mean, live in the current moment and try is what I would say from my end.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Your line
I
is
think
finished.
definitely. So I believe in almost everything which the other two ladies mentioned, Rekha ma'am and Subhashini ji, whatever you said, because, I think each one of us who have probably forced ourselves to come out of, our comfort zone and create something, I think most of the women will say the same thing. So I completely believe in both the things that both the ladies said. One thing that I can add to it is, which I very strongly believe in, and I learned later in life, and I keep reminding myself, we have to choose our battles. We cannot fight every battle, because if we do that, we're gonna lose our strength, our energy, our emotions, everything. So we need to learn and pick and observe which are the battles that we really want to fight and which one we want to win. First thing. And the next thing that I believe in, a lot of times we are, because of the social media, the times that we're growing, we put ourselves into a lot of unnecessary pressure of competition, and that becomes a negative competition. So, we need to realize who we are and where we need to trust our journey. I cannot be any one of you here, and you cannot be me. So I need to believe in what my skills are, what my strengths are, and what my weaknesses are, and then see what my journey is. So I think that way we all can be a little more happier. Instead of running behind, मुझे ये भी award चाहिए, मुझे यहाँ भी जाना है, मुझे इस platform में भी रहना है, मुझे वहाँ भी रहना है, मुझे ठीक है, आपको करना है करिए, लेकिन it can be a celebration instead of a stress. That border, that thin line that we can work on. So yeah, that was my message for everyone. And stay happy, keep smiling. Seriously, that smile is very, very important. Love yourself unconditionally, because you are the only person who can love you unconditionally. दूसरों से हम expect तो कर लेते हैं, but खुद करते हैं क्या?
Correct.
I would like to add one more thing.
Yes,
Which
yes.
sorry, that women need to support women, basically, which
Very important. Yes.
and that
Yes.
is the main problem, and that is where others benefit. So once you have this kind of thing, that as Rashmi said, definitely whatever we are today, it's we. I cannot be her, she cannot be. That's very clear. But still, we have something that running around. At times, as social media really influences a lot. You have to put yourself.
Yes.
Oh my God, come on, forget this. This is me. What we try to do is we try to focus on what we don't have, instead of focusing on what we actually have, and we can actually beautify and make it big. And when we women come together, we support this whichever team which has women supporting women together, a team, you just see the growth. It is amazing, tremendous. No
True,
one can pull back that. I think that's a beautiful thing that happens. And let's have it. I think this is what you should, Dr. Sudipta. You should just give this.
I think on this day we should all promise. Yeah, I think on this day we should all promise to ourselves that we are not in any kind of competition anywhere. We never have been in any competition. It's a celebration of our own selves for the best possible benefit of the society and for ourselves, so that we have not just a healthy body and a healthy family, but more importantly, a healthy mind. Because only a healthy mind can actually take care of all the healthy things and the happy things that are around us. So, on this note, I would like to thank Cinema4screen and Cinema4screen Film Festival in association with hashtag My Identity, My Pride for bringing up this fantastic interactive session today. And I, Dr. Sudipta Roy Chaudhary, your host, would like to, on behalf of all the esteemed guests that we have over here, would like to thank everyone. Be with us, be with Cinema4screen. Subhashini ma'am, Dalmia Lands College is also part of the film festival, which is happening in April 21 and 22nd in Mumbai, the final of it. So they are also associated with the festival. So I hope that in near future, we have more and more people on board as part of, and Rekha ji, you also know, your husband is also very much associated.
Is going to be there. I think we all are going to be there. I think Rashmi ji will not be there. Rashmi ji, now you should try.
He will not be there.
I definitely would love to be there. We'd love to be there.
But we are anyways there, as like we are all connected. So sometimes physically we are not there, but then of course we are there for the purpose and the mission and everything. So best wishes for each one of us.
I'm so happy to be here. Believe me, I'm so happy to be here.
Me too. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't feel that
Really nice. Yeah.
I'm meeting her for the first time. I'm not picture because we all four. I mean, I'm adding myself. We got beautiful smile, you know, and that's one thing. I don't know why smile attracts me. So that's one
Yes.
thing. Because and everyone has a beautiful journey, and I don't even feel that we have just met for the first time and interacting so beautifully.
True.
We should be there together. We are in Dalmia College. My husband was definitely going to come. He's going to be there because he's been invited as a celebrity, but we can be there friends together. Rashmi ji, I think you should come. Please
We can
Definitely.
do something,
We can-
you know, on a different platform, or I mean, carrying
Sure.
forward Cinema4screen's legacy somewhere. We can really have something in the eastern part.
We have
Cinema4screen
to.
now is also, I mean, they have also tied up in Eastern India. So in Eastern
Wow.
India also, they are coming up. So that way, it's going to be an all India presence
Okay,
gradually,
nice.
gradually.
Dr.
So I would
Sujita.
also like to thank Mr. Anshuman Chaudhary for thinking about
Yes.
Cinema4screen,
Yes.
putting us all together, and the kind of
Thank
this
you.
Thanks to Amit
session.
also.
Thank you,
Amit is
thank
the
you,
one who
Anshuman, for
gave
giving
me.
such a wonderful platform.
So beautiful, yeah. Let's meet, yeah. Thank you so much.
So yes, it was a wonderful Women's Day, I would say. Yes, yes. Thank you for having all of us here, because the session is ending with a common, mutual, beautiful smiles. You know, what else can be a better Women's Day for, right, for all of us. So yes,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, all of you.
Okay.